He was telling me that in the West, we've become less moral, that he's kind of walking around and he's seeing, old people having to cross the street alone. And, you'll hear a lot of complaints. People will just see a fight going on and just watch and pull out their phone. Culturally, maybe they will say the English will just stay quiet and not, like, something goes on and no one says anything. Do you think we've become less moral? And if we have, why?
That is definitely a very, very good question. I definitely think part of what geo-capitalism does, so particularly the way that capitalism has spread to as many corners of the world as possible, either through direct forms of market control or just by people absorbing capitalist norms through uses of social media and things like that, is that it does encourage a type of removal from contexts in which we find ourselves threaded in the lives of other people. We become far more fetishistic towards our own time. We worry about
what does that mean, fetishist?
Well, we become almost pathologically obsessed with our own affairs.
Mm-hmm.
We worry too much about, what's my workload like? What can I do to just get some kind of short-term pleasure because I'm feeling annoyed by something that I've seen on social media? And I think capitalism is not necessarily making us immoral per se. I think it's creating contexts in which we lose the capacity to be receptive to the pain of other people because we're more entrenched in our own subjectivities. We're worrying about ourselves. So like you said, there's a fight going on and you think, well, if I intervene, what would it look like? Or I'd much rather get some downtime on TikTok rather than, for example, read, a piece by Karl Marx, say. And I think that kind of psychological disposition that late capitalism is particularly effective at kind of nullifying the capacity to be critically receptive to the suffering of others.